Monday night football. We got a second matchup. Bengals Commanders, 8:15 p.m. Eastern time. If you guys haven't already checked out my Jaguars versus Bills video, I just posted that up. I took a shower and I'm back at it with you guys for another video here. I did mad research and analysis for you guys for both games, so if you wouldn't mind smashing the like button for me, I really appreciate that. It'll keep me cooking, keep me motivated to make sure that I study these fucking games hours for you guys in advance, so I can get you guys the best information needed to get some blocks and win some money. So I got an analysis for today, for this game, for tonight. I'm going to give you guys the breakdown, what to expect from this game. We're going to talk about what the public's doing, our good friends at the public. Then I'm going to get you guys over some player prop leans that I have. And then I'm going to end off the video, as I always do, with the free pick for you guys for this game here tonight. And let's get right into it. So we have the Bengals, who are 0-2, surprisingly, because they very well could be 2-0 or at least 1-1. And they are hosting tonight the Washington Commanders, who are 1-1. This game is set for 8:15 p.m. Eastern time tonight. Let's talk about it. So the Bengals, they lost week 1 16-10 versus New England, and as we just saw, New England got crushed by the Jets. They lost that game week 1. They lost in week 2. If you guys saw the game when they played the reigning Super Bowl champions Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, which they should have won that game. They were winning the game and then somehow allowed Mahomes and the Chiefs to come down and win it with a game-winning field goal at the very end of the game. So I know Burrow is really stressed, or not stressed, more upset about that. And now they have their home opener tonight versus the Commanders. And yeah, obviously the Bengals are the superior team. They're clearly the superior team, and Burrow has really a chip on his shoulder now, and he has something to prove. He's healthy, and I think he's going to come out and perform really well. We're going to talk about it a little bit more in depth here. But they very well could be 1-1, and the Bengals are in a spot now where it's a must-win for the Bengals. They need to get their shit together. They need to get back on point. They're not running the ball really well, but they're throwing the ball really well. Burrow's coming. He's performing well. They should have a good passing night tonight against the weak Commanders' pass defense. And the Commanders' pass defense is averaging 8 yards per catch and almost 70% completions. So, if Burrow comes to play, they're going to have a pretty good night on the air tonight. As you can tell, like the Bengals have had a much better success in passing over running so far. And the Commanders, they had a very narrow victory against the New York Giants, 21-18. They only put up 21 points against the Giants and no touchdowns. They didn't even score one touchdown. They had 7 field goals. But they moved the ball very well in order to get into field goal position to get 7 field goals, but they just couldn't execute to get into the end zone, which is kind of concerning if you're the Commanders, led by the rookie quarterback Jaden Daniels. But also it's a good sign for the Commanders because they're able to kick 7 field goals, and they had 425 total yards on the hit game. They easily could have gotten 35 or more points if they scored some touchdowns, but they didn't. They still beat the Giants, even though the Giants scored touchdowns. However, the Commanders, they let up 37 points to the Bucs, who you guys just saw get absolutely slapped yesterday, Sunday football versus the Broncos. And that is concerning. Obviously, the Commanders' defense isn't too great. The Bengals, like I said, are the superior team. And if Burrow comes to show tonight, I think we're going to have a big night out of him in the passing, out of Burrow. But we'll have to come and see. Jaden Daniels, rookie quarterback for the Commanders. He hasn't thrown a touchdown pass yet, but he's playing really well for how he's performing thus far, completing 26 out of 29 passes against the Giants. Like I said, they didn't score in that game, but he got them in really good field position, and their kicker was able to finish that off, so they took out the Giants. But, these could easily be 2 1-1 teams. I do think that Burrow, being a veteran and a leader as he is going to be able to take the Bengals to victory tonight. The question is just by how much, right? And that always is the question, guys, and we're going to look at the public here and where the lines are at for tonight as far as the money lines, the spreads, and the totals. But let's finish this analysis off quick. The Commanders, I think the Commanders are going to focus on rushing the ball early, what's going to set up the pass for Daniels as the game progresses. But I think they're going to kick it off with running. The Bengals' issue stopping the run and their injury on the defensive line was going to leave the Bengals vulnerable to the run. That's why I think the Commanders are going to attack the run. However, the Bengals have been strong defending the pass, only allowing one pass play of more than 20 yards this season. So, teams haven't gone and thrown the ball more than 20 yards for a reception, more than 20 yards against the Bengals defense. Daniels, the quarterback for the Commanders, he averages just 4.4 yards per pass, which is why I think, like I said, the Commanders are going to come out and focus on running the ball early. And then I think it's going to get into somewhat of a shootout situation down the stretch, seeing as the Bengals are going to probably get up by a little bit, which is going to, insinuate a shootout situation. So guys, let's go over what the public is thinking about in this matchup here. As you can see, the spread is set at 7.5. Depending on where you look, I believe on Hard Rock it is an even 7, which is a touchdown, which means, the Bengals either got to win by a touchdown or the Commanders have to lose by no more than a touchdown. The over-under is set at 46.5 points total for the game. And as you can see, the money lines really have no value unless you're going for the Commanders money line, but I personally wouldn't be in favor of that. And you could see that the public isn't as well. I mean, the public might be right on this, but then again, where the spread, it gets really tricky, obviously. Although some people might make some small dollars on a minus 345 money line, however, where the spread comes in is, the Bengals might win the game. The Bengals will probably win the game. They are the superior team, but the question is by how much. And or whether you're doing the total under and over, it's pretty even as far as the public for this game. But I have the best bet for this game already sent out on my VIP, and I also have the Jacksonville Jaguars for Buffalo Bills VIP play posted on my Winnable as well. I want to show you guys real quick. Obviously, mention it. If you use code YouTube on my full season, you'll save 25%. Or if you want to check out a week or a month and use code YouTube, you will get 25%. The link is in the description of the video, guys. I appreciate you guys supporting me. A lot of you guys have hopped on, and we've been doing really, really well. As you guys can see, this was Saturday. I show it in my other video too. We went 2-0 on Saturday. I had Tennessee on the spread. I had Louisville on the spread. I personally made $2,000. I invested $2,000. Came back, made $4,000. So I made $2,000 on Saturday. Sunday, we went 1-1. So I had the Bucks, which lost to the Broncos, which, that was my fault. I take full responsibility for that. See, the Bucks were 2-0. The Broncos were 0-2. Everybody, including myself, had money on the Bucks. Vegas came through, pulled the rug, and fucked everybody up, including myself. But I wasn't going to make that same mistake again. I locked in the Panthers on the spread, and, the Panthers were 0-2. And they were playing the Raiders in Las Vegas. The Raiders who had just beaten the Ravens last week. Everybody had their money on the Raiders, and the Panthers came through and crushed the Raiders at their home stadium. So we went 1-1 on Sunday. We went 2-0 on Saturday, which makes us 3 for 4 so far on the weekend of college football and NFL. So we're going into tonight. I have Super Hammer plays for both games. Super Hammer, like I tell you guys a lot, the Super Hammer plays, we're slamming. Those are the meat, the T-bone steak, the big-ass fucking chicken, right? And then I got some player prop slips for you guys as well for VIP that I'm sending out. And I'm going to give you guys some free player prop leans on this video, as well as a free player prop actual slip that I'm going to give you guys too. But yeah, more or less, guys, my prediction for this game is the Bengals are going to win this game. The Bengals need to win this game. They're going to do it at home. They're going to win this game. The question just is by how much, and the question is how big is the total going to get. We've seen thus far, this is week 3. We've seen, week 1 was very, very low passing, more rushing type of games. Week 3 has had a little bit more passing, and it's just all around a surprise in the NFL. You don't really know what to expect, and when in doubt, fade the public. That's all I'm going to say. But yeah, I do believe the Bengals will win this game tonight in Cincinnati, defeating the Washington Commanders. The question is by how much, and I have that on my VIP for you guys. So let's get into some player prop leans that I have. Jamar Chase receptions, and personally, like, I'm fading this. I think 6.5, which is really 7 receptions, is a lot for him to have. As you can see, even in 23, because this is only week 3, so it's 2023. I mean, he's only gotten over this line one time, and this was actually against the Jaguars, but this was in overtime. Not that they're playing the Jaguars, but we're talking about them. And so 7 receptions is a lot. I'm fading that. I think that, that's a high line to have 7 receptions in a game. But, we'll have to see. Joe Burrow, I think, like I said, guys, he's going to have a night passing tonight. I would say that his passing attempts, to slam the over on that. I like Jaden Daniels. I like his rush yards. As you can see what he did on Tampa Bay. Even though they lost the game, he still put up 88 rushing yards against the Giants. Even though they didn't score, he still put up 44 rushing yards, rather. So I like his line tonight, rushing yards. Brian Robinson, I think this is probably the biggest of a lock. 54.5 rushing yards. He put up 133 rushing yards against the Giants. And although, the Bengals are much better than the Giants, I do believe that this is a rather favorable line for us tonight. So I've added that, and I'm going to give you guys now the free pick. The free pick for tonight, guys, is on the BETR app, BETR Picks. If you don't already have BETR Picks, download it with the link in the description. It's going to give you a deposit match up to $250. Or if you already have it, use my code Spence, make a deposit on a new account. So if you put up 100, it's going to give you 100 free dollars. If you put up 250, BETR is going to give you 250 free dollars to play with, which is, free money. You could just do that and cash out, get $250 for free, however you guys want to do it. But yeah, let's get into the free play real quick for there. So free pick tonight on BETR. I have Joe Burrow. They're giving us a free line of 0.5 passing attempts, which is obviously guaranteed. Now these just have to hit. And like I said, I have Robinson doing 55 or more rushing yards, 55.5. I have Jamar Chase to do less than 7 receptions. I mean, that's a lot of receptions. I don't know a lot of receivers that are getting 7 receptions in a game. But, T. Higgins, he's a little bit banged up, may or may not play, but still, regardless, I think this is a lot of receptions. And if Chase is the number 1 target, I best think that they're going to try and lock him down as much as possible. But, you guys can mix or match. The important thing is get BETR, link in the description, because this is a free square on here. So you can take in any of the knowledge that I've given you above, or you can watch some videos, do your own research, mix and match some plays from the previous game or the game that's on as well, the Jags versus the Bills. I put up plays as well. So if you kind of want to mix slips, I just kept them same game for same game parlay reasons, or just to keep the videos simplified. But like I said, my VIP will have locks for tonight. For player props, as well as I've already sent out the money line, spread, total, super hammer plays for both of these games tonight. And obviously my goal is to go on the craziest run for those plays. I have fun with player props. I throw a little bit of money on them, especially when these apps give us these free pick situations like this. I take advantage of those. But the real money in sports betting, guys, I'm gonna let you know, is made with the money lines, the spreads, the over under, the sportsbook plays. Okay, like these player prop apps, it's very difficult to win long term, especially because once you start winning, they're going to limit your account. So have fun with them, play around with them. They're fun to use while watching the game. They're fun to use the apps because they'll give you free money if you use my links or codes. Helps me out, helps you guys out, but take it in with a grain of salt. Put your money on the VIP plays. Like I said, drop a like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys are feeling. Let me know what you guys are rocking with. Let me know if you want me to keep making these videos for you guys. And yeah, let's have a good night tonight. Love you guys. Spence Locks. Oh.